So, welcome to day number from 1 to 6 of 28-day consciousness shift. What a journey. When I entered into this, there's been so many changes. So I'm going to try and catch you up as best that I can, and there will be channelings in between. I'm allowing Jesus to channel every time that I pray to him. He guides me, he comes through, and right now I'm in training to deepen my comprehension with Gaia. So they are showing me, Jesus and his Ascended Masters and Gaia in connection, all of them are showing me now how to work with Gaia very deeply. And that is very special because it is the energetics of all of these cycles of Gaia. Like learning viscerally what you do when you go from this cycle to that cycle. There are a few cycles to be aware of. It's the cycle of the moon, right? The 28. 28 is also a cycle of the month, right? 28 days. And so 28 days, it's actually 28 days exactly, always. Cycles, when you follow the correct rhythm that we assure you is on this planet, and not superimpose ideas that are false, right? Once you get into that, and how can you know? You can only go in and take our word for it, start to practice, and see if it enlivens your system somehow. See if it gets you going in the right direction. Because it's happened for us. I'm saying we because I don't feel alone at all. I don't feel like I'm just Kenneth, right? I feel that like Jesus is working with me all the time, nudging me, inspiring me, and I'm talking to him, and it's like it's a whole dance. But I don't get it through a telepathic this thing, and that there is a deeper feeling that we can feel, and that is what this process will ingrain you deeper into. It will ingrain you deeper into feeling with your body, and then you will start to feel and see accurately how the feeling energy world works, because that's what we have to align to if we want to ascend in frequency. We have to align to this natural matrix. Otherwise, we are following some other system that can't be used properly, you know? And so let's just call that the dualistic perspective. Let all of that be that. And what I'm being guided now is really to sharpen. There are so many gifts that have come from that experience when I realized so many gifts every 13 cycle, every single time, because right now we can see the tests that come just before that 13 bigs over, and we had that for sure. We had that in the last round, which was not many days ago. We did everything. We pushed, and spiritually, because we know that we are about to hit the next scale. And depending on how well we do, and what does that mean? Like, we're getting inspiration and intuition all the time, because Gaia is giving us opportunities to jump higher. So if we do those, it's almost like a final little push, and it's a joyful thing. It's like moving forward towards your soul mission type of thing. It's joyful, expansive things that she's asking for. Because once we do that, we step into the next level of human experience, literally. Like, and this is how we evolve and grow as humans. One day at a time. In 28-day sprints at a time. Of what you want to achieve. Whatever that is. If you want to, like, you can use it for everything. But unless you are focused on getting aligned and really comprehending that, this might not be for you, you know, because it's there is a level of honesty that's needed. You can't be in the dualistic mindset anymore, and I know you know that. I know you have felt that. And I know that you also know that something else is possible because you can feel it. Perhaps you haven't fully realized exactly what it is yet, but you're sort of sussing it out, right? That's what it is. And sometimes you get to these portals within the game. This is the thing. Like, I am a portal in people's video games. It's just that they don't know that they're in a game. And it is a game. This energy game, it is a game. It's just that you have to see the rules of the game, which if you listen to everyone, like, no one is going to tell you the rules. You got to figure it out, you know? And we figured it out. That's the thing. It takes a lot of honesty, and we are asked to really be authentic with who we are and what's actually at play in our human bodies. And then we are taking that next step. And with us here, we are deep diving into communion with Gaia, because this is the reintegration with Gaia. That is what pure alignment is. It's the reintegration also with your body. Because when your body gets a signal, that's Gaia. And that can be in many forms. That can be in, oh, I just feel like going over here. You know, it's good to follow those. But don't just follow them blindly without knowing what you put out. There needs to be consciousness here. Otherwise, you don't know what you're following. And you don't know whose ideas you're listening to. There is a lot of awareness that is getting shackled and open during these times, so that we can see more of this reality. See more of the truth of this reality. And that's the whole game. We're all on embodying the truth of who we are. And what does that mean? Every single thing that we are doing in our life needs to be looked at. It needs to be looked at. We can't stop. We have to take the body with us. Otherwise, we're just pretending from the intellect and the vision and all of that. It needs to be carried out with action. That is the big thing that so many beings have been confused about. And the closer you get to this from the dualistic perspective, the more confusing it becomes. I remember like trying to figure it out from the logical mind. It's like there was so much spider web that was trying to confuse and twist with the perception. That's what the dualistic perspective is. It's trying to convince you about things that are not true. To what? Where's our... There. To coconut water. To what? To convince you that something else is real than what's real. That's why it's so loud. That's why children get this TV box and then they're quiet because they're just absorbing and they're learning from this weird system that, oh, pay attention to something on the outside. Don't just follow your own natural thing and break stuff and make a havoc, but follow this TV screen. Of course, it's going to have an effect on your psyche growing up. You're going to be disconnected. And you're going to think that it's normal. Because you've been that your entire life. We're here to tell you there is something outside of that. And when you get to connect your knower with your feeler, boy, it's like a battery being plugged back in. Light bulbs go on. Creativity skyrockets. Opportunities skyrockets. Just positive, reinforced. Everything is just flowering. Abundance of ideas. Anything you need? Yeah, you have plethora of options. What do you want? What do you want to experience? The holistic perspective is a wonderful, wonderful perspective to live from. Because the body is in pure bliss. Because of the way that it is being trained to function in a way that self-governs its own energy and it's self-protected, not easily deviated by other shiny objects on the outside. That's the training back that it's just a habit, but we are the ones that have to do it. You know, like, these are wonderful devices, but watch for the habits. Like, where do you pick it up? Almost without thinking. Watch out for that. Those are the habits. Take control over those. And all you do for that is inject. Inject will. Want something different. Will something different. From your passion and fire. And if you haven't got any of that, well, there are higher remedies for that you can use if there is an energy you're not sure of. Because it's all about harmonizing and sort of calibrating your system back into oneness. And when you're back into oneness, Kundalini and all of those things that in the dualistic perspective was like a burst between, you know, like it was just burstful moments. But when you learn the rules of the game and you learn how things work and you practice it, you start to see like, wow, this is a game and this can be played. And there are things that I can use my intellect for that's like, now it makes sense. And that's where you switch from being outwardly focused to be having your own internal drive. The more you have calibrated during these 13 cycles, and we are all having something to work with our bodies. It's a constant. And this is just what it is. The most important thing we can do is be really honest with the body's experience, which is different from the mind and what we're thinking. Because sometimes the body can come up with amazing solutions that the mind would never even think of. And those can come from the body. And those are just, if the knower is a little bit Need some cleaning, need some polishing, need some adjustment into the correct perspective, then that's what's needed. If that's what's needed, then that's what's needed. So, boy, I've experienced so much, and also we have been inspired so much to make, and this was very much my body's idea, to make a tarp, to be very creative, because there's so much wind there and so much lightning and thunder and stuff, and we wanted to get something that could stay, that was actually waterproof. And so we bought a tarp. They're pretty good in water, and rope and rocks. So now, and you know, this is almost a little bit childlike, but if me as the soul are experiencing so much joy from the body that is fueling my excitement here, then that is exactly what I should be doing. It's just getting super clear on what the priorities are operating these bodies. You know? So, if you would like to join me on this 28-day consciousness shift, you can join by clicking the link in the description. All right, take care. I'll see you again in the next one. Ciao.